distinguished members of the Security Council, esteemed delegates. This young diplomat speaks today as a young African diplomat and, more importantly, as a representative of a generation that lives daily with the consequences of this council decisions and at times its indecisions. We rise to address the topic before us, a diagnostic of the United Nations Security Council, obsolescence, paralysis, or drastic need for reforms. Distinguished delegates, the United Nations was founded on the promise of collective security. Yet today, as terrorism expands across the Sahel, piracy threatens global trade in the Gulf of Guinea, and civilians perish in protracted conflicts across multiple regions, one fundamental question stands before us. Is this council still structurally capable of delivering the peace it was created to protect? The symptoms of this paralysis are painfully visible in Africa. From Somalia to the Sahel, from the Democratic Republic of Congo to the Lake Chad Basin, insecurity persists despite repeated debates, briefings, and communiques. And yet, distinguished delegates, a continent of 54 nations remain without a single permanent seat on this council. This is not a symbolic omission. It is a structural credibility crisis. If the council's composition reflects power dynamics of 1945 while responding to the crisis of 2025, then we must confront an uncomfortable truth. Obsolescence is no longer hypothetical, it is unfolding. However, the delegation firmly believes that the United Nations Security Council is not beyond repair. What is required now is not cosmetic adjustments, but drastic principled reforms. This includes permanent representation for Africa, stronger enforcement of adopted resolutions, and more inclusive, transparent decision-making processes. Honorable Dayas, honorable delegates, as youth, we do not approach this debate with cynicism, but with urgency. The decisions taken in this chamber today will shape the security realities we inherit tomorrow. The credibility of the United Nations in the eyes of global youth, especially African youth, depends on whether this council chooses reform over rigidity. Distinguished delegates, the delegation submits the correct diagnosis, that the correct diagnosis is not either or. The council today displays elements of obsolescence, symptoms of paralysis, and undeniable need for drastic reform. And yet, with political will, courage, and equity, it can still evolve from a symbol of imbalance into an instrument of genuine collective security. This young diplomat urges this council to choose relevance over resistance, justice over privilege,